Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Veteran, a Korean movie from 2015 that stars Hwang Jung-min and Yoo Ah-in. It was directed by Ryoo Seung-wan. Now for some reason there are a handful of this director's films that I still have not reviewed in a separate video on this channel, so I thought it would be a good idea to kind of catch up on his filmography. I do like this guy, pretty big fan of him. Recently I reviewed The Unjust, so we may as well take a look at another one of his projects from the 2010s, Veteran. This was a pretty big hit. The following plot synopsis was taken from the website Eastern Kicks. Veteran follows Police Inspector So, played by Hwang Jung-min, cracking open an elaborate car smuggling ring in a distinctly unprofessional, violent fashion, which rings true of police brutality and wisecracking stereotypes. Meanwhile, So's contact Bae gets caught up in a work situation, ends up with no pay from an unethical big-budget conglomerate, and then finds himself at the bottom of a stairwell for causing trouble. Now, So finds himself caught up in a potential suicide case here, convinced there's more going on than meets the eye, with a finger of suspicion pointing at conglomerate heir Jo Tae-oh, who is played by Yoo Ah-in. And it's a classic tale of the super rich versus everyone else, and So is out to prove that no one is above or able to pay off the law. Now, I've read online that some people classify this film as an action comedy. I'm not really sure I agree with that. You know, the film does begin with a dose of humor and action, but that kind of falls off as the completely dislikable antagonist is introduced. You know, the tone takes a pretty serious turn when the villain shows up, and there's a scene where he completely humiliates two women in a room full of people, including our protagonist who's witnessing this. And then the bad guy acts like a complete psychopath, after that. Soon after that, he beats the tar out of an employee who has a wage dispute, and he, humiliates him in front of the dude's little kid. So very early on, you want to see this douchebag get taken down. And that's your core conflict, and it's effective. Now, sure, there are certain bits of humor that pop back up throughout the film, but I would probably classify this as more like a crime drama thriller with a little bit of comedy and action sprinkled in. Now, there's an opening fight scene in a car shop, has a little bit of slapstick mixed in with the punches and kicks. There's a little foot chase fight in a shipyard dock, people kind of running through the shipping containers and stuff. So there is a little bit of action in this. There's a little knife fight in an apartment and a little rooftop chase. But after that, there's practically no action until the finale. But that showcases a series of pretty nice fist fights and a car chase. So you get a little bit of action in this that's mixed in. There's a one-on-one slugfest at the very end. Takes place in the middle of a street at night with hundreds of bystanders watching in suspense. It reminded me of the final fight in Lethal Weapon with the loser due to be completely humiliated. So it's kind of like a bragging rights type match. It's a good ending. But do not go in this expecting an action-packed film, because there's a big gap in the middle where there's little to no action at all. Now in terms of acting, I do prefer Hwang Jung-min's performance in this film compared to The Unjust. He played a little bit more of a gloomy character, and then this one he's allowed to kind of get a little crazy, a little spicy. More expressive and fun in this movie. Now Yoo Ah-in, best known for his roles in Burning and Alive, he's the guy who plays the slime ball in this, and he's good at playing it. You definitely want to see him get punched in the face a few times in this film. The Korean film industry sometimes really likes to put in younger actors in roles like this when they probably could have had a guy comparable in age to Hwang Jung-min, but they decided to go for a younger guy, kind of like a spoiled brat who likes to abuse people, like a true villain. I kind of like that. They've been doing that quite a bit recently, actually. So it's good. But with that said, while I was watching the film, and after I was done watching it, it felt to me like The Unjust was just a little bit better of a film. And I just automatically compared them, because they're from the same director, and I recently rewatched both within the past week. And I was trying to figure out why I thought that way, and I think it's because of Ryoo Seung-wan's character in The Unjust. It's just more fascinating than Yoo Ah-in's character in this film. You know, Yoo Ah-in makes a good villain, but he's a very shallow character in this. You know, there's no multi-dimensionality. He's just evil, you know? And as a consequence of that, I think that Veteran is more of like a basic cop versus scumbag story, you know? It's well made, but it's kind of lacking a little bit in the more sophisticated character interaction. Could have kind of taken it to the next level. You know, some of that stuff, we had that in The Unjust. So I think that's why I preferred that one to this. But still, Veteran is an entertaining movie. You know, it's good. I recommend it. It's currently available streaming on Netflix and Amazon. Very easy to find. But I'm interested in, if you've seen both of these movies, which one do you prefer? Like, let me know in the comments section below. I'd be interested to hear if people agree with me on this or not. But as always, folks, I'll see you next time.